Dr. Anna Weber, a 56-year-old German expatriate, sat unflinching in the stark conference room of Nexus Technologies in Seattle, where she'd spent 18 years as principal data architect. Her machine learning framework, IntelliFlow, powered their flagship platform, MarketPulse, which drove real-time trading analytics for 55% of Wall Street's top hedge funds. Across from her, CFO Jonathan Pierce and HR Director Emily Nguyen delivered the verdict with calculated remorse. "Anna, we're realigning the data architecture team," Jonathan began, his voice laced with artificial warmth. "Your position is being absorbed into our new AI-driven analytics unit." Emily slid a manila folder across the polished table. "Your work has been foundational, but we're streamlining for scalability. Your severance package is detailed here." Anna, her German accent softened by decades in the U.S., accepted the folder with a nod, her face a mask of composure. "I understand," she said, her tone measured. "Business evolves." Jonathan's posture relaxed. They'd braced for resistance from a veteran of her stature. They had no inkling she'd been preparing for this moment for 6 weeks. It began with a late-night email, mistakenly sent to Anna by Jonathan's assistant, outlining a cost optimization initiative. The plan was clear: eliminate senior roles, including hers, to project a youthful, agile image to shareholders. More damning, it revealed Nexus's intent to claim IntelliFlow as proprietary IP, despite never filing a patent. Alarmed, Anna scoured internal servers and uncovered a confidential memo. Nexus planned to rebrand her framework as a collaborative team output, erasing her as its creator. When she'd confronted legal about the patent oversight, they'd dismissed it as a clerical error, promising a swift fix. Their evasive tone set her instincts ablaze. What Nexus didn't know was that Anna had spent the past 14 months refining IntelliFlow on her personal workstation in her Capitol Hill apartment. Her enhancements, which slashed processing latency by 47% and boosted predictive accuracy by 39%, were developed outside office hours using her own hardware. Every commit was timestamped, every log meticulous. Code, test results, even screenshots of her IDE. Anticipating betrayal, she'd hired a renowned IP attorney in San Francisco and filed a patent for the upgraded framework under her own name. Thanks to her lawyer's tenacity, it was granted 3 weeks ago, a silent trump card. "You'll need to clear your desk by Friday," Jonathan continued, emboldened by her calm. "We'll collect your keycard, laptop, and phone. Your team will be notified this afternoon." Anna's team, 8 data scientists she'd recruited and mentored, had been pivotal in scaling MarketPulse. "Of course," she said, rising smoothly. "Anything else?" Emily hesitated, adjusting her glasses. "Just ensure no proprietary data leaves with you. Standard protocol." Anna's lips curved faintly. Naturally. As she walked to her corner office, Anna passed the glass-walled executive suite, where CEO David Kessler was presenting Q3 strategic priorities to the board. The same David who'd claimed IntelliFlow as Nexus's proprietary innovation at last year's FinTech Global Conference, relegating Anna to a key contributor. She closed her door, sat at her desk, and sent a text from her personal phone. "It's happening. Friday's my last." The reply from Dr. Rachel Liang, CEO of Pinnacle Analytics, Nexus's fiercest competitor, was immediate. "Perfect. Contracts are ready. Dinner tonight to finalize." That evening, in a private dining room at a discreet Bellevue restaurant, Rachel handed Anna a leather-bound folder. "Sign these, and Pinnacle secures exclusive rights to your patent. You'll join as Chief Data Officer. Equity, signing bonus, royalties, the works." Anna reviewed the terms with the precision of a cryptographer. A $1.2 million signing bonus. 3% equity in Pinnacle. ongoing royalties from products using IntelliFlow, and a public acknowledgement as the framework's sole creator. And my team? Anna asked, her German pragmatism cutting through. Rachel's eyes gleamed. Senior roles for all 8, 40% salary increases, stock options. They're yours to recruit. Anna signed, her signature deliberate. To owning our worth, she said, raising her glass of Riesling. Rachel clinked hers. To turning the tables. Thursday and Friday were a marathon of exit protocols. Anna conducted knowledge transfer sessions, documenting every facet of Market Pulse, data pipelines, model configurations, access protocols, not out of goodwill, but to establish an unimpeachable record of good faith. Colleagues offered sympathetic glances. Junior engineers requested LinkedIn recommendations, their voices tinged with unease. Anna packed her office methodically. A photo of her Munich family. A worn notebook from her PhD days at TU Berlin. A Crystal Award for data innovation from her team. Emily stopped by, leaning against the doorframe with forced casualness. This isn't personal, Anna, she said. David wants a younger, disruptive vibe. Anna met her gaze, her blue eyes steady. I've got plans. I start Monday. Emily blinked, caught off guard. That's swift. Something big? Anna's smile was enigmatic. Very. As she left Nexus's gleaming headquarters for the last time, keycards surrendered and personal items in a single box, Anna glanced at the top-floor boardroom, lit for an evening strategy session. David and his team were likely discussing how to redistribute her responsibilities to younger, cheaper staff. She allowed herself a moment of quiet satisfaction. In 72 hours, that room would host a very different meeting. Monday morning dawned crisp and clear. Anna, dressed in a tailored navy suit, stepped into a Pinnacle Analytics town car that whisked her to their headquarters in downtown Seattle. At 7 a.m., Pinnacle's press release went live. Pinnacle Analytics acquires exclusive rights to revolutionary machine learning framework, welcomes creator Dr. Anna Weber as Chief Data Officer. The announcement detailed Anna's patent, her role as sole inventor, and Pinnacle's plan to integrate IntelliFlow into their next-generation analytics platform. A pointed clause noted that companies using similar technology would need to negotiate licensing agreements with Pinnacle. Industry newsletters erupted. Nexus's stock plunged 12% by market open. At Nexus, pandemonium unfolded. David arrived to find the general counsel, CFO, and board chair waiting in his office. Faces grim. The press release had blindsided them, and investors were hammering the board with calls. Anna's former team, led by data scientist Priya Anand, texted her. It's absolute chaos here. What did you do? Anna replied, check your personal emails. Offers for all 8. By 11 a.m., all had accepted Pinnacle's terms. Senior roles, stock options, and a chance to work under Anna again. Nexus's legal team tore through Anna's employment contract, but her documentation was ironclad. Personal workstation, after-hours development, exhaustive logs. At 10:30 a.m., David emailed her directly, his tone a mix of desperation and condescension. Anna, there's been a misunderstanding. Can we discuss this urgently? Anna forwarded it to Pinnacle's legal team, who responded with licensing terms. 4 times the industry standard rate, plus a public statement crediting Anna as IntelliFlow's creator. Nexus recoiled, facing a brutal choice. License at ruinous cost, or rebuild Market Pulse from the ground up, a process estimated at 3 years and $50 million. By Tuesday, Nexus's stock was down 27%, while Pinnacle's soared 19%. 2 major clients, spooked by Nexus's vulnerability, contacted Pinnacle, about transitioning to their platform. Priya, now settling into her new role at Pinnacle, provided real-time updates. Nexus's all-hands meeting was a disaster. David's assurances of robust IP protections crumbled as employees flooded Glassdoor with reviews and updated their resumes. Emily and the head of legal were quietly escorted out, their keycards deactivated. Anna, meanwhile, was thriving at Pinnacle. Her first day as Chief Data Officer began with a tour of their state-of-the-art data lab, where her team would soon join her. In her corner office, with views of Puget Sound, she met with Rachel to review the communication strategy. "Tech blogs are calling this the Weber coup," Rachel said, grinning. 3 journals want interviews. Anna nodded, her focus already on the future. "Let's prioritize the team's onboarding. They're the key to scaling IntelliFlow." At 2 p.m., Anna led her first strategy session with Pinnacle's board, outlining a roadmap for IntelliFlow's integration. Unlike Nexus, where her ideas were often repackaged by male colleagues, here, her voice commanded the room. Board members leaned in, asking technical questions she answered with precision. Rachel's approving nod from the corner was a stark contrast to David's dismissive glances at Nexus. Later, Anna received a text from Priya. "Nexus board just called an emergency session. David's on the ropes. P.S. We start Monday." Anna smiled, forwarding the message to Pinnacle's legal team with a note. Prepare for their next move. By Wednesday, the industry fallout was seismic. Nexus's stock had cratered 32% since Monday, triggering a flood of investor lawsuits. 4 more clients reached out to Pinnacle, citing concerns about Market Pulse's viability without Anna's framework. Industry analysts published scathing pieces, Nexus's patent blunder, a $2 billion misstep, and how one oversight sank a fintech giant. Through her network, Anna learned David had admitted the crisis's severity to the board, who were now exploring a licensing deal despite the bruising terms. That afternoon, Emily called from a personal number, her voice strained. "Anna, it's about your patent. We think there's been a mix-up about ownership." Anna's response was cool, her German directness cutting through. "There's no mix-up. My employment contract is clear. Work done on my time with my resources is mine. The patent documentation confirms it. Any discussions go through Pinnacle's legal team." Emily's silence spoke volumes. "I'll pass that along," she stammered. On Friday, exactly 1 week after her dismissal, Anna presented to Pinnacle's engineering team, detailing IntelliFlow's enhancements. The room buzzed with excitement as she demoed the 47% latency reduction, a leap Nexus had never seen. "This is what happens when we're free to innovate," she told her new team, catching Priya's grin. Afterward, Rachel shared news. Nexus's board had ousted David and the general counsel, appointing an interim CEO, Margaret Chen, to salvage the crisis. A formal licensing inquiry arrived from Nexus that evening, met with Pinnacle's unwavering terms. 3 months later, Anna stood at the Global FinTech Summit in New York, delivering a keynote on innovation, ownership, and accountability. The audience, CEOs, regulators, young coders, gave a standing ovation. Nexus had signed the licensing deal, publicly naming Anna as IntelliFlow's creator. Their stock stabilized, but at a 40% lower valuation. Pinnacle, under Anna's leadership, had launched 2 IntelliFlow-powered products, capturing 30% of Nexus's market share. Her team, now fully integrated, was prototyping a third. In her Pinnacle office, Anna reviewed a quarterly report. Pinnacle had overtaken Nexus in market cap. Rachel arrived with champagne. "The port's calling you a legend," she said, pouring. Anna laughed softly, her Munich roots surfacing in her dry humor. "Legends are for myths. This was about proof." As they toasted, an email arrived, an invitation to keynote at Women in Tech's Global Leadership Summit. Topic: Owning Your Intellectual Legacy. Anna glanced at her family photo. Her parents in Munich's Englischer Garten. At 56, she wasn't just seen. She was a force. Her name etched indelibly on the framework that reshaped an industry.